which one's which, right? Okay, because if you looked, you can look at it flipped over, you can look at it right side up. You can't just tell, like, one's on top, one's on bottom. That's not the way it works. Remember, it's a roll. So how do you know? You look for this thing right here, or I always look for this too. But this thing right here is called the vestibular membrane. Therefore, it is going to be connected to the scala vestibuli. The scala vestibuli is the one that connects to the oval window. They both have a V in the word, so it's a good way to remember it. And then this is called the basilar membrane. The basilar membrane is in contact with the scala tympani. Okay, so both these areas are surrounded by bone. If you look, this is bone. This is the bony labyrinth. Okay, the bony labyrinth contains perilymph.
What's the bony labyrinth?
All this, yeah, is covered by bone. That's part of the bony labyrinth. So that's perilymph. And then in between the vestibular membrane and the basilar membrane, all this right here is called the spiral organ of Corti. And look here, it's surrounded by this little bluish. It's not bone, it's part of that little tube inside of the bone. Here's all the little parts of the cochlear nerve that come in. So these would be the receptors right here. And when this little guy moves, this moves and this moves. The fluid change inside of all this moves all these little membranes. So when that happens, it sets off depolarization that tells the brain you're hearing something. So tectorial membrane, basilar membrane, vestibular membrane. And this is where you find endolymph.
So here would be perilymph,
Mm-hmm.
and then this would be endolymph.
Yep. And perilymph.
Where did you say the spiral corti?
It's just the receptor for hearing right here.
Okay.
The organ of Corti is all these structures together, working together to allow you to hear. Any other questions?